After a scary time in the double dungeon, Jinwoo wakes up in a hospital and is shocked to find his body fully healed, even his left leg. He starts thinking maybe everything that happened was just a dream. But then, two guys from the Korean Hunters Association, Woo Jin-chul and Kang Tae-shik, come to visit. They tell Jinwoo he's been out for 3 days. Jin-chul says they found him on the floor, but none of the scary statues were there. They ask Jinwoo if maybe he's gone through a second awakening, which could make him go from being an E rank to an A or even S rank. They want to see if this is true by testing his mana with a special machine. Jinwoo's hopeful to find out he's gotten stronger, but when they check, the machine says his score is only 10, crushing Jinwoo's hope of being stronger. Tae-shik mentions even E ranks usually score over 70, so Jinwoo's score is super low. Jinwoo wonders why the guys didn't ask about the weird system messages only he can see. He remembers choosing to accept a quest from this system thing, which might have saved his life. Soon after, Jinwoo's sister Gina comes in, worried about him. Jinwoo tries to figure out if she can see the system messages too, but she can't. He asks her how someone would check unread messages, like in a video game. Gina's a bit confused, but suggests checking his inbox. Once alone, Jinwoo looks into the system inbox. He finds out the system gives him a daily quest of doing 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and a 10-kilometer run. Jinwoo thinks it might all be fake and decides to just rest. Meanwhile, Jin-chul and Tae-shik are heading back, talking to their boss Go Gun-hee about Jinwoo. They think there might have been a mistake in thinking Jinwoo had a reawakening. They decide to keep Jinwoo's case on file to look into it more later. Over at the Hunters Guild, Choi Jong-in is getting Cha Hae-in ready for a B-rank raid. Even though Hae-in's nervous about leading, Choi Jong-in thinks just having her there will help the new hunters learn. Elsewhere, civilians are thrown into chaos by a mysterious gate appearing in the middle of a road. And Jinwoo is asleep, unaware of the daily quest's penalty countdown he thought was just a joke. Suddenly, he finds himself in a huge desert. A new message pops up, telling him he needs to survive for 4 hours while being chased by a massive centipede. Back in the real world, nurses in Jinwoo's room notice he's missing and start looking for him. After a tough 4 hours dodging centipedes in the desert, Jinwoo is teleported back to the hospital, exhausted and fainting from the ordeal. The next day, Jinwoo, now in a tracksuit, tells his sister he's going out. Joo-hee, still shaken by their experience in the double dungeon, gets a call to join a raid, but declines. She hears Jinwoo's awake and goes to the hospital, finding him jogging outside. Sitting down after his workout, Jinwoo realizes the quests and messages from the system are real. He completes his daily quest, chooses a reward, and discovers he can level up his stats, making him feel stronger. It's all starting to feel like a video game to him. Inside his hospital room, Jinwoo receives a special reward, a key to a dungeon at Hapjeong subway station. Meanwhile, a news report mentions the Hunters Guild will tackle the dungeon that appeared on the road. Visiting his comatose mother, Jinwoo remembers when she fell into the eternal sleep disease. He recalls his days in construction and becoming a hunter to pay her hospital bills. Once looked down on by fellow hunters, he's now determined to prove himself. With his new ability points, Jinwoo boosts his strength and decides to use the mysterious key. He enters a subway door, finding himself in a new dungeon with no way back. Confronting goblins, he fights hard and defeats them, something he couldn't have done before. But then a steel-fanged lichen appears, breaking Jinwoo's blade. With no healer and nowhere to run, Jinwoo must face this dangerous creature alone.